Man. Come on,
well, can I just say a huge good evening to yourself and Foxy on the panel here, and a big good evening to the guys in the lobby, and a massive good evening to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are we doing, Foxy boy?
Fine. Good evening. Good evening, Bridge.
Good evening.
Evening, Foxy.
Spirit of goodwill to all men and all that, Bridge.
I've not had a swallow yet. I've been too busy today.
We've been trying to entice him to take a drink all week. He's been moaning like hell, as you know. All week.
It is mere greeting the Rory cards in your living room, Bridge.
What a shocker he is. What a shocker.
Oh, if people only knew what he was like.
Well, I'll tell you, the big whip's coming out in the start of next year, aye. You need to use people into some sort of order. For God's sake,
what club's that you're joining?
He's not joining, mate. He's already a member. Anyway, we're building up to another massive game for our club in the whole season. Every game's going to be big. St Johnstone away. Always a tricky tie. By the way, what a job he's done there at Tommy Wright, Bridge.
Hats off to the guy. He's stuck in. There was a wee while there he seemed everything was going wrong for him, but he stuck to the task and he's pulled that team back up with the soles of their boots right up. Really done well. And you can't take anything away from him. You just can't. He's done well.
The real limited resources, done well. You know, I'm very confident, Fox, that we'll go there and win.
What makes you so confident?
I just feel as if, obviously, we can have a few changes, but I just feel as if the continuity is starting to go get together. And when you get that, it lets people know what their mate's doing, and that improves your team. I know it's only a small thing, but I think a lot of the chopping and changing ultimately wasn't good at times. Now, some of it might have made sense, but we just need a bit of continuity, get all our best players in the back, best team every week, and hopefully we can win our next 3 league games, Fox.
Hopefully we can, mate, but our away form hasn't been good. St Johnstone's home form is reasonable. So I think it'll be a tough tie. I don't think we'll go up there and spank them or anything.
I never said that. I just think we'll win the game, mate. I think we'll just win the game. Come down the road and get ready for Boxing Day.
Well, hopefully, I don't know. I've managed to get whipped and spank into this first 5 minutes. I'm doing well tonight.
We'll see what's coming in the new year then, don't we, Fox? Yeah, we'll see what's coming in the new year.
Aye, well.
What a shocker.
You know,
I think I can't disagree with what you're saying. My honest opinion is that I'm looking for at least a 1-0, obviously. It's going to be a massive game, another massive game. Biggest game of our season.
You just go for 2-0, just for a change.
No, I'll happily go for 2-0, 6-0. I'm quite happy if we win all the goals we can ever dream of. I'd be delighted over the moon. But a 1-0 will do me. Get me 3 points. If we desperately need to get 3 points to keep up with them across the city, otherwise we could be away. They could be away in our horizon before you know it.
It's important. I'm not caring about them, mate. It's what we do, mate. Yeah,
absolutely.
Do, you know. And I thought with the pace we were, apart from the first 15 minutes on Wednesday night, we got control of the game, and another night if we'd have got a goal, we could have went on and won. And especially if we'd have got the goal, Bridge, and they'd have been forced to open up a wee bit, I think we might have scored more goals.
The other night there, though, that Hibs team were no match for us in any position. No match for us. We were far superior to them all over the pitch. I thought we were just excellent. We just couldn't finish off.
No.
The goalkeeper was good.
Bit of bad luck, bit of bad finishing, bit of good goalkeeping combination. That was an away game. We drew nothing each. We went to Dens Park and drew 1 each. And there's difference because of the performance, Bridge, yeah?
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. And you know, take nothing away from Hibs. They never sat back against that mob across the city when they went there. And they beat them 2-0. They didn't beat us 2-0 if you follow. I mean, I'm just making that comment quickly in before anybody else is in, you know. So it's very positive for us in that sense. But we should have scored. We should have scored at least 1 and probably 2 or 3. And we were talking big style last night about it. I don't know what your opinion is, but that young boy took out Koulibaly, 100% red card, 100%. And
I think he should have been sent off, Bridge, and I'll tell you how. I think he should have been booked before that for the challenge he tried to make on Morelos.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Just shocking.
So for that, with the ordered the bite out it, you could argue red, yellow, something in between, but if he'd already been booked, he'd have been off the park. Now,
the penalty claim as well, that was 100% penalty. 100%.
I thought it was a penalty at the time, Bridge, as I said. I think I said that on the show, but we looked at it. Look, I've still never really looked at it again to see with the referee's storing to see if he can, if he's blinded or something.
Clear as a bell, Ox, clear as a bell.
I haven't seen it. I was a bit busy yesterday.
I know, pal, I know.
How did the night out go? You've not given us an update yet.
You want the truth, Fox?
Aye.
I can't remember. It was a eventful afternoon, evening, and night time.
But you the night time?
Were you out with decent people?
I'll take the fifth on that, mate. I'll take the fifth. You know what I mean? At least you turned up. No, you last week.
I was injured.
Injured. Hamstring injury.
I slipped down the stairs and injured myself. What a man. What a man.
This way, one day you'll get old and all. It happens to us all gets. We fall down from time to time. I got a phone
call. Oh, I've done my hammy in. You know. So we're looking forward to Sunday's game. 12 o'clock, half 12 kick-off, Richard. I've no checked it out.
Half 12. On BT1.
I'm not a great fan of
on BT, right? Okay.
These early boys that can get it done and dusted and we can move on. Big game. Yeah, on you go, Bridge.
Well, you know, I've said this before, but I mean, one of the few times that we played them and they absolutely leathered us 3-0, and we ended up taking probably the last person they've ever transferred out of their team and gave them half a million pounds to keep them going for the following 3 years. Unbelievable stuff. But no, they always seem to raise their game a wee bit against us. I think the last twice we played them, we gave them a doing. I think 3 and 4. But other than that, it's always been quite close. They're not a bad team, and obviously their manager's good with the tactics and using these players to the best of their ability. So it's going to be a tough game, definitely. It's going to be a tough game.
Tough game, Fox, but he's done a great job, hasn't he? In limited resources, because their crowds for the top flight are appalling, eh?
He's done probably well on a limited budget. I actually thought Dame and Kilmarnock would struggle this season. How wrong have I been? Kilmarnock are right behind us and they've been in front of us. I actually tipped Dame to be bottom 6 this year, mate. Honestly, I thought they just had a kind of Indian summer last year and it would all fall apart this year, but Steve Clark and Tommy Wright have both done reasonable jobs this year. Yeah. Both of them with limited funds.
Brilliant jobs in some respects. But listen, we'll talk about that. We'll get an interview for Ryan Japp and Gary McAllister, I believe, Fox.
That's the day's presser, yes.
Yep, yeah, Ryan Japp and Gary McAllister. So we'll discuss the Ryan Japp situation after the interview. But if people want to join us, Bridge, what's the number?
The number's 01413561972.
Or you can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, or Fox and his lack of glamorous assistant will bring us into the call. And what can you talk about, Fox?
Lack of glamorous assistant.
Anything apart from Celtic.
All right. Good night, Bridge.
I know, I'm away.
Anyway, we've been joined with our first caller of the evening. It's Rudy Bear. Evening, Rudy.
Evening, gents. How are we doing? Happy 40 ounce of Friday.
Oh, don't mention alcohol, Rudy. Don't mention alcohol.
Was it a bit heavy on the beer last night, was it?
It was just a bit heavy and everything, mate, you know.
As long as you had a good night.
Oh, it was a good laugh. Carry on and bit of madness, but I was...
Right, Rudy, what do you have for your dinner tonight?
Lamb chops. And a wee bit of peas and carrots and a nice bit of mashed potato with some gravy. It was lovely.
Sounds luscious, by the way.
The really wee lamb jigget chops, wasn't it? I quite like the stuff.
Did you have a nice sweet as well? Did she give you a nice sweet?
I had a salty caramel cornetto. I'm a bit partial to them, it has to be said. Yeah, I'm a wee bit partial to get them at the Aldi. You get 6 in a box.
In a box?
There is other supermarkets out there.
Other supermarkets available.
Oh, she gave you a cone for your sweet.
A box of cones, Foxy, a box.
What did you call it, Fox? A pokey hat?
A pokey hat.
Pokey hat.
That's what we used to call it, right enough, a pokey hat.
How are you doing, Rudy, when now that you've time to reflect on Wednesday night's game and look forward? Are you feeling, did it give you a bit of optimism through the piece, mate?
It certainly did, Ox. I think it was. I think yourself said, and I quite agreed with you, that it was probably our best performance away from home. Really, thought there was some fantastic individual performance as well as a really good team performance. After about 15-20 minutes, I think we were tentatively kind of dipping our toe in the water a wee bit for 15-20 minutes. I think it was a case of no one to expecting him to come flying out the blocks, and so I don't want to lose a goal early in the game, so to speak, but after about 20 minutes, there was only 1 team in it for me, really, and I think the stats showed that. But unfortunately, the only stat that really matters is the scoreline, isn't it? So I felt a fair bit like everybody else, a bit of disappointment at the end of the game. But I did think it was a really good team performance, as I said, some really good individual performances. And see we play like that for most of the season, we'll not go far wrong, Ox. We'll not go far wrong.
Talking about people hunting far wrong, we've been joined by GFK. Evening, GFK.
Evening, guys.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Ox. Hi, Rudy. Hi, Bridgeman. Hi, Fox.
How's your injury, Jimmy?
Have you still got that liver for sale, mate?
It's a bit sauteed right enough.
I just need a new one, mate. Anyone will be an improvement.
You don't want mine, mate. God almighty. I have a 40 ounce of Friday nearly every second night, so there you go. The leg's alright. I'm ready and available for the weekend. Injury's okay. How are you, Fox? How's your injury?
He's away putting some liniment on it as we speak, mate. He'll be right back.
Is he putting a bit of oil on it?
Aye. Johnson & Johnston's, I think.
Johnson & Johnson's, aye. As long as it's no KY.
He bought that because he thought it was Derek Willies.
Right, okay. I see where this is going now. Anyway, I'm very optimistic and looking forward to Sunday. I think, if we play the same team and we can play the same ways we did on Wednesday night, I think this team can't live with us. I just can't see us. I know we keep saying it, you can't see us losing, but I think St Johnstone flatter to deceive, Tommy Wright does a good job, but I'm not convinced that they are anything apart from a very, very average team. So it'll be interesting later on when we discuss what teams we would probably put out or what the gaffer might put out. Now I can't see anything less than a good victory on Sunday. Surely everybody that can sit in that dressing room after Wednesday night must be thinking that was a great performance. And it was a great performance, no doubt about it. I know I was a wee bit critical of Koulibaly, and I'm still kind of swaying on him. Overall, Oxshare, it was can I use the word fantastic performance? I probably can use that because I thought it was a fantastic performance all round.
Just like that finishing touch, mate. And team were great, organisation was great, our fitness was good. We played some decent stuff at times. We looked like a team, but we just couldn't crack that final nut,
Yeah, the good thing is that, me Fred's he'd used to go down quite a bit start of the season when he was missing chances, but he looked there as if he was right up for it, and that's the way we want him to be. Play for the team, if you're going to be greedy, fine, put the ball in the back of the net if you can, but stay on the park for the duration of the game. That's all we want them to do, and hopefully put the ball in the back of the net. But up front, we seem to not be able to put the ball in the back of the net once again, you know. And I'm hoping on Sunday that that St Johnstone are the whipping boys, as Fox has been saying here earlier on. Give them a right rogering. So, onwards and upwards, I've always said, and I'm looking forward to Sunday. Give a prediction later on.
Okay, once we're going to hear from Ryan Jack and Gary McAllister later on. Fox, Jimmy's pretty confident. You admit that it's going to be a tough game because St Johnstone are well organised. But if we play, we win.
Well, I don't think there's any fear he is playing well. I think the fear is we're not scoring goals just now. And to win the game, we need to score goals. They've had a shutout against Kilmarnock at home, and they get beat the last time 2-1 with Motherwell. So I don't think they've lost a lot of goals at home this year. As you say, they're well organised. I think it'll be a tough game for us this. I'm not like Bridge. I don't think we'll go up there and mollocate them, you know.
Mollocate them 1-0, Bridge.
Well, I feel, guys, I feel that we really are a good side. We just don't put it all together. So somewhere along the line, it's all going to come together, which will include lots of goals. I think the last time we played really well.
You're going to have to watch. You can't see all together now. I'll have to put JFK.
All right.
He started singing there, JFK.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. No, I think that I was meaning that if we put the whole thing together, let's put it that way. So we play well and we take our chances. The last time we did something like that was against Motherwell, where we played really, really good football. Admittedly, a lot of the game was against the 10 men, but nevertheless, we absolutely mollicated them. So that's what I want Rangers to do. Get the whole thing, get it all seamless, play well, play your magic, put the ball in the net, and absolutely mollocate them. I'll take a 1-0.
JFK, he's tampering with your emotions, saying that all together now. Oh, he's gone, mate. See? You put his on mute already.
Yeah, wait to get his stick now.
Aye. He marched up and down the living room.
Aye. Just to go through what Fox was saying there, Ox, it's going to be hard, you know. Big fella, right, Scottish team. I had a bit of a sticky spell, sort of thing, near the beginning of the season, didn't they? So, sort of thing. I don't think they won a game for about 6 games or something like that, but he always manages to pull through. He always manages to put a good, hard-working team together. They're strong, big, strong, you know, well organised. He does a fantastic job, really, when you think about it, you know. I wouldn't imagine the budget's anything to speak of at St Johnstone, you know. So, I like Fox. I'm not thinking this is going to be not going to be easy at all, to be honest. I think it'll be, I think we'll pretty much have to take our chances when we get them, which is something we've not been great at sort of the last sort of 6-7 games, you know. 1 goal from open play in 7 games. Tells you a wee bit of a story, you know. If we're sort of back to front, we've been okay, you know. From middle to front, you know, maybe not so good. From back to middle rather than middle to front. Hopefully we rectify that, you know. So I think it was Bridgeman the other night, or somebody said, if we play that kind of football, somebody's going to take an absolute pasting off us. I don't think it's going to be St Johnstone that will take the pasting, because I think they're too well organised. I don't think they'll come out and attack. They'll just try and hit us on the break, stay organised, stay in their shape, and then hit us on the break if they can, you know.
It's about getting that first and then the second goal, mate, to force teams to come out, if that makes sense, Rudy. Oh,
yeah, I totally agree. Had we scored against Hibs the other night there, you know, if we just got the first goal, you know, you know, because I said the other night, Ox, we could have had that game won by half time the other night had we took the chances. Say we'd have took the first chance and scored, they've then got to commit a bit anyway, you know what I mean? Which they made a game at the Hibs did try and make a game at, you know, they deny that fact. But it then means they've got to open up a wee bit, just that wee bit more to come out and try and get something out the game, which, you know, then allows us to sort of get through them at the back, create a bit more space at the back for us to get through, you know. So, I don't, but as I said, I don't see St Johnstone doing that, at the weekend. I think they'll stay in their shape, they'll be hard to beat, I would imagine. And like the famous Bridgeman keeps saying, if it's a 1-0 win and we get the 3 points, then that'll do, won't it? If it needs
I know we want entertainment, but I'd take 3-1 nothings for now to the end of the year, mate.
100%. I totally agree with you. Totally agree. Because right now, running into the end of the year, 3 games left of this year, it's only the points that truly matter just now, Ox, as far as I'm concerned. And I think most players think the same way,
Mm-hmm. Are you back with us, JFK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree with 50% of what the guys are saying there. Look, if we play, we'll win Ox here, but look, I don't think that St Johnstone can love ways if we play like that, and that's where we must take confidence for what we play, the way we played on Wednesday night. So, I mean, St Johnstone are by far no anywhere near as decent a team as Hibs are, the spoon burners. But I'm telling you, I'm really confident.
That's not what the league table says.
Doesn't matter. I think that now that we're on this momentum, I keep saying, look, we've got to play better every game. And if we go back again to the one, I'm not going to go for 1-0 on Sunday. I'm going to go for more than that. And I just think that he's got to. And I know what will happen. I know it'll depend what team he puts out on Sunday. If he goes with momentum and plays the same team, fair dues. And we'll go with that. But if he changes it for me, by McCrory for Koulibaly, I'll be happy. But the team's got to take confidence for the other night there. They've got to learn the lesson for when they beat Hearts and stayed at the top of the league. And then we've done it again, and we lost it again. So the way we played on Wednesday night is the way we like to see Rangers play. And as the gaffer said, that's the best he's seen his team. So let's take that momentum forward.
You used a word there, Jimmy, that I felt for one of the first times this season. I felt it at Pittodrie, and then obviously in the European tie, the 9-man away in Russia. But on Wednesday night, even though we never won the game, and all right, I say we play, we win. We did play, and we did play well on Wednesday. We never won, but we did look like a team.
Yep, we definitely did. We looked like a complete team. Everybody was playing for each other. Everybody knew what they were doing. How many times have we seen the team go out there and then they're all over the place like a broken jigsaw puzzle? So everything fitted in, and we played like a team, and that's what we want to see happening Sunday. And I'm very confident if we do that on Sunday, then I'll use it again. We'll roast St Johnstone. I absolutely believe that.
But it's about consistency,
Don't
Jimmy.
mention, do us a favour, don't mention roast when Rudy's about, mate. He always is.
But it's about consistency, Jimmy, isn't it? You've seen that performance against Hibs the other night, and it was a really, really good team performance. There's no doubt in that. Some really great individual performances. I thought Alfredo was great. Ryan Jack was great as well. I thought Barisic had a good game. So it's about consistency. Can they play like that on a regular basis? Well, it's about confidence. They need to be confident in their ability, really, and hopefully they will do on Sunday. I hope you're right, Jimmy. Hopefully they will do.
Can I just come in there? Oh,
of course you can, Bridge. You go, mate.
I was just going to say, Jimmy was mentioning it depends on how many changes. I think it's up to now anyway, based on what we're hearing. There's a number of changes. Hopefully Arfield's okay for the next game. And
we'll no bother playing the interview then if you're going to ruin it.
No, I'm just saying, hopefully, right? But I think there's still major doubt.
Well, why don't you go and mute and we can hear from Gary McAllister? Why don't you go and mute and we can hear from Gary McAllister?
Right, go for it.
What do you think, JFK?
Well, I'm like Bridge, man. I was too busy today, so I never heard it. So, on you go.
Get yourself and mute, and we'll hear from Ryan Jack and Gary McAllister, would you?
Aye, by the way.
Go on then.
Congratulations on the new deal. I think it was an easy decision for you to make.
Yeah, definitely. I think the club showed a real desire to get me an extended deal, and I was delighted when they approached and said they wanted to keep me in for longer than what my current contract was. So for me, I'm at a great club. I've got a great change room, really good players, great coaching staff, and the fans are excellent as well, so I don't see any point in changing any of that, and I'm delighted with the deal.
How do you feel you've progressed as a player since making the move to Rangers?
I think my first season was frustrating. I've mentioned that before. Obviously, the sending offs at the start of the season, and I got my bad knee injury the second half of the season, so missed out on quite a lot of games. But I think this season I just got my head down, worked hard pre-season, tried to get in the manager's thoughts, and I've done that. And recently, I think I've been getting the rewards for that.
What does it say for your confidence? What does it do for your confidence that the club have given you this deal to 2021?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think the club have just shown that they think I've been doing really well, and they think that I deserve to get a longer contract. So for me, it's just keep my head down, keep doing what I'm doing, and just keep that going, basically.
From day one, the manager's been sort of a big fan of yours, and I think it was the Osijek game. He said he was jealous of your performance that night. I mean, having somebody of that calibre as a player coming in and being so vocal with his praise for you over the time you've been here, how's that been for you, for yourself?
Yeah, it's great to hear. There's no better way of getting complimented than off Steven Gerrard, and he's been great with me since they've come in. Gaz as well, the staff, they've been excellent. So for me, it's just I just want to keep that going and keep my head down and keep working hard.
Is this season been a wee bit frustrating as well? We've had a couple of wee niggles here as well this term. Has that been a frustration as well?
No, I think it's just the way I play. I think I just try and leave everything that I've got on the pitch, and that's the way I play. I just like to get stuck in about it, and sometimes you pick up knocks here and there, and that's part of the game. But for me, I just want to keep my head down, work hard, and there's a lot to play for the rest of the season.
The manager felt you were outstanding the other night. Do you feel that you're starting to hit new levels here that perhaps you haven't reached before?
Yeah, I think the start of the season, every time I've had a run of games, as you've mentioned, I've picked up a wee niggle or a knock and missed a few. So for me, it's just managing my body. Obviously, in the back, having a bad knee injury last season, and I think now that I've started to get a run of games, I'm feeling fit and stronger with every game. So no, I just want to keep that going and try and keep in the best shape and the best form that I can.
You've got one winners medal from your career so far. How close do you think this team is right now to go on and add to that collection you've got?
Yeah, I think that's the aim. There's no doubt. As I've mentioned before, we've got a great changing room, a great group of lads, and when we sat down and spoke at the start of the season, we says we wanted to win silverware together, and we want to be recognised as a successful Rangers team, and a team and a squad that's went and won a bit of silverware. So that hasn't changed. There's still 2 trophies to play for from now to the end of the season, and I'm sure if we stay focused and we stay together, then we've got a good chance.
By the time this next contract comes, do you hope you've got a clutch on them? Is that the sort of long-term view for you in terms of winners medals and things like that?
Yeah, I think I can't look too far ahead. I think my main focus just now is this season. There's 2 trophies to play for, and we want to go and give our all and try and pick them up.
Ryan, did that injury last season give you a different sense of perspective and maybe help you enjoy your football a bit more?
Yeah, I think I sat out obviously for a long period of time. It's tough to take. Everyone knows that. When you're a football player and all you're known to do is come in, training every day, playing most games, and when that's taken away from you, it's frustrating and it's tough, and you do go through some hard times. But it's just the drive and determination that I had to make sure that when I do get back fit and I do get my chance to show what I can do, then it's over to me to make sure I get in the manager's thoughts, and thankfully I've done that.
Are you enjoying it as much as you've ever enjoyed it now?
Yeah, of course. I'm probably enjoying my football the most I've ever enjoyed. I'm at a great club. We get 50,000 every home game. We get a great backing away from home. I've got a great coaching staff here every day. Working with a great group of players, so there's no reason for me to change that.
You mentioned the red cards that you got at the start of last season. Discipline's been an issue this season, but you seem to be one of the few guys that managed to sort of keep your nose clean. Is that a reflection of what happened last year, and did you have to sort of take a view and change how you went about certain things during the games?
No, I think you look back and reflect at the end of every season, and for me, I just felt like I'd let myself down on that side of it, and this season it was to make sure that maybe I approached it differently, and I made sure that
Gary, how pleasing is it to get one of your key players signed up on a longer
No,
term?
we're absolutely delighted, and he's been rewarded for not only what you've seen on the pitch, but the way he conducts himself Monday through Friday in preparing for games. We've got big demands on the players this season, and Ryan's come through the other end brilliantly. Going from European games to domestic games, where tactically it's different. He's adapted really well, and it's just a reward for a level of consistency and somebody who's not only played as a recognised as a holding midfield player, but when he's jumped forward and played in a more advanced position, he's added to the team and coped well with getting into forward areas. So it's nice to see a player playing at the top of his game. There's still more in there. We'll keep nudging away and trying to help him back himself even more. And just delighted. But Rangers have got to keep their best players.
How is Scott Arfield?
He's carrying a little niggle. From the game the other night, as you can imagine, the build-up of games and the sort of the number of games is starting to affect. So we've got a couple of little niggles, Scott being one of them, but we're pretty hopeful for the next 3 games that he should be fine. But alongside, Connor's got a couple of little niggles. I think Gareth McCauley is struggling as well. So there was after the Hibs game, there was a couple of players took a few knocks.
You think they'll all be okay though for these next few games?
Well, we're just in recovery, and then we're going to another busy schedule of 3 games prior to the season, the winter break.
Give me a run through, sorry, the injuries there to Gareth and Nels.
Gareth's just got a little knock in his thigh. Scotty's this little knock in his hamstring area, and that's where we're at in the injuries.
We're coming up to the halfway point in the season. How would you assess things so far?
There's been a lot of change, a lot of changes, throughout the club since we arrived here in June. What I would say is that the players that we put together in a squad, which was put together pretty quickly, the players I think they've done brilliantly well. Bearing in mind that we're halfway through the season, but there was a massive European campaign in there as well, 14 games in Europe, and I think the players have coped brilliantly. I've got to say they've gave us absolutely everything. A lot of demands on them, to recover from Thursdays to Sundays during the season, and to a man, everybody's gave us everything.
If someone had said to you at the start of the season, at this point, you would be sitting so close to Celtic at the top of the league, would you have taken?
Well, Celtic's no our concern. The concern is about us, But the fact is that we're in a position in the league where it's very competitive. It's not just only the Old Firm. There's a couple of other sides there that are pushing as well. But I would say, given where we're at, when we get to the end of the month and we're in a similar position, we'll be delighted.
It's St Johnstone on Sunday. What kind of game are you expecting from Tommy Rice?
Well, barring the little blip against Motherwell, St Johnstone are in good form, keeping clean sheets. It never ceases to amaze me what Tommy Wright does through at St Johnstone. Very rarely he gets money to go and build his squad or add to his squad. It's the same players, and they've done extremely well. So it's a tough opponent. We go up to Perth, and it's going to be difficult. I think it always is when we go through there. So it's game on, and then obviously the Hibs coming back to Ibrox.
One goal, sorry, from open play in the last 7 games. I mean, creating chances wasn't an issue on Wednesday night, but do you think the boys need to relax a wee bit? When they do get it?
Yeah, there may be a modicum of that. I've been just a bit more calm in front of the goal, and maybe could be accused of snatching at a couple of chances. But the thing is, we've got to trust what we're doing. I've got a feeling that their goals will come, and we should be getting rewarded for the amount of pressure we're putting on the opponents, not only from set pieces and corners, but in general play as well. I'd have to touch on the game the other night. For where I was sitting watching it, I thought it was as good a performance as we've given, domestically.
The control and the sort of way that you handled that game for the majority of it, is that going to be vital this weekend? You're going up against the Johnstone team that are flying at the moment. Is it?
Yeah, it's just getting that mix of intensity and obviously being patient. The word patient, sometimes you associate that with being slower and a slower build-up. But it's not the case. We can be patient and still move the ball quickly, and that's what we need to do. Because we've got an opponent who are confident. They'll be thinking they can get a result against us, but we go there, buoyed with the fact that we played well during the week. We just need a goal.
Are you a better team when you play with tempo and pacing your game?
Yeah, you'd have to say yes. I think when we go aggressively to win the ball and then break from there, we combine quickly and get people forward. I think we're a good side.
Tommy Wright said this week he didn't think Rangers could be considered title challengers until they get a result over Celtic. I mean, is that a view you share?
Obviously, that's a big game, and when that fixture is made at the start of the season, everybody looks to it. But we're not in a state of paranoia looking to the Celtic game. We've got two games, two big games, as big as the Celtic games coming up. St Johnstone and Hibs. So we'll turn on and look to Celtic once we get past Hibs.
Quiet Christmas for all?
Yeah, it's my birthday. 54 years young. Family are all they've finished schools today, so they're coming up from south of the border to join us for Christmas. But it's quiet. It's just that's what I've been used to forever.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. You're back, gentlemen.
Yep, indeed.
Yep.
First, if people want to join us, these are thoughts on Ryan Jack and what Gary McAllister said. What's the number, Rudy?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and if they're okay, nice, Fox will bring them in.
Oh, Fox is always nice, isn't he, Jimmy? He's always nice.
Always a nice man to be with.
He's one of life's gentlemen, your Fox.
Definitely.
When he's sleeping.
When he's sleeping. Well, that's your verdict. A chap of all chaps.
Yes. Good news about Ryan Jack, one of our assets. He's had some good games. He's not a finished article, but one of our better midfielders. Good news, we're tied him up, extending him by a year, Rudy.
Definitely. I mean, we were talking about him the other night after the Hibs game. We got the boy for free, didn't we? He's put in some great performances in Europe. He really has. He's played so well for us at times. The other night, he was very close to being my man of the match against Hibs. And to think we got him for nothing, player of that calibre. I think he'll get better as time goes on as well. He mentioned himself in his in the presser there that he'd had a pretty poor first season, between sending us and then he picked up the big injury that he got, So we're expecting a lot of him this season. Hopefully the second half of the season we see what he's capable of. I think we've seen that in Europe this season. We've seen it, the other night there and stuff like that. He's got so much to give the team, and would probably, in all honesty, be one of the first names on my team sheet every week. So I absolutely delighted.
Big compliment that, Rudy. Big compliment that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got his extension to 2021, extension on his contract, so they obviously think a lot of him. The coaching staff, Stephen Gerrard and Mark Allen, the coaching staff, they obviously think very highly of him.
Nice wee rise as well, Rudy, yeah?
I would imagine he had a wee pay rise, which coming at this time of the year, I'm sure he'll be delighted with. But delighted that we've tied him down to 2021, because I really do think he's going to become a real mainstay of this Rangers side,
Silence is gold.
Oxford's on mute.
Alright.
Bridge, you've been a fan since day one, haven't you? I've done a bridge there.
No, I have been, yes. I think he's a superb player. Very multi-talented, in my opinion. I think he's a great player for us. I hope he enjoys his time with us and doesn't want to leave. And he gets another extension later on, because I think he's just a fantastic player. And you could play him virtually anywhere in our midfield at the moment, is the way they are. Obviously, as we go forward and we bring in, shall we say, higher quality midfielders, he's a fabulous player. He'll fit in nicely as the manager said there, as the assistant manager said there, in the holding midfield role. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant player.
Bridge, I think he has the ability to step up to the next level as well in his career.
Absolutely. I agree with you today, absolutely, Paul. Yes. I believe he'll be. He's every chance of being a Rangers captain. Sorry?
It needs to be just that next level, just really controlled again, put your foot on the ball. And if I'm being ultra critical, and I'll take this to JFK and back to yourself, Bridge, and round the panel, ultra critical. He just has to get that creativity, turn on his hard work, his industrialist. Just make more chances playing in midfield, Jimmy. And I'm being ultra critical here because he works ever so hard, but if you play in that position, you've got to create chances.
I can see where you're coming from, but I mean, when he first came to us for the Shaggers and that, you know, I think he had a lot to live up to. You know, there was a lot of hype about, you know, him coming for there to us. I think most of us were expecting a lot of him, and he knew that himself, and he tried very hard, but it wasn't working for him. But I think the last few games that he's starting to become the player that we know that he will be. And like Bridge, I've said before, to me, he's the next Rangers captain, and it may be sooner rather than later, depending what happens in January and in the summer. But if he plays the way he has been the last couple of games, I think, then, yeah, definitely he's found his mojo, and he's going to stride forward with that. He's a fantastic player, and I was over the moon there when I heard the news that he'd signed an extension to 2021. Absolutely fantastic. So, as I said before, I've said it umpteen times, you know, he's the next Rangers captain in my mind anyway. And I know what you're saying here about being ultra critical. I don't think you're being ultra critical. I think you're, like myself, a bit concerned the way he approached the games Ox year when he first came to Ironworks. I mean, don't forget when he pulled on the blue for the tartan trannies and that, he get booed at every tick and turn. That was a lot for him to take in, you know. No matter, I'm not a fan of him anyway, as you know. But if a player wants to go and play for the tartan trannies, that's fine. But he get bellises, he get terrible abuse about that. So hopefully now he's settled in. He's a season away for them. He's new with us, obviously, and I think he's going to be an awesome player for us, mate. Definitely an awesome player.
All right, Bridgeman and then Rudy.
I was just going to say, Jimmy mentioned it there. I believe sincerely he's got the opportunity to be a Rangers captain. I think he's coming up. People respect him, not just from our team. You know, a lot of players in other teams absolutely respect him. But our fans are I think they're starting to begin to believe that he can be a player. I know that sometimes he switches, or he gets switched between the sort of the levels of midfield there. My personal opinion is I think he can play in all three of them. But I think his stronger one is nearer the defence. I like him in that area. That's what I like him. A wonderful player. Great exponent of the football. Brilliant.
Again, Rudy, I'll come to you with this next. I'm talking about the far end of the park. Sometimes when he's, like, if I take the two Aberdeen games, sometimes when he comes so deep and he takes the ball off the centre halves, he isn't influencing the game as much as a midfield player, but he's still young enough to progress.
He certainly is. That's, you know, what I was saying. He's got the ability. He's got the ability to make the next step. And part of that is he's got to start understanding his role in the midfield proper, you know, and if they ask him to play further forward, he has to get forward and make things happen. I think he can do that. I think he's just got to learn how to do it, you know. He's still a fairly young player. He's been captain of Aberdeen, so I think Jimmy and Bridgeman's got a good point. Maybe you're looking at the Rangers captain, depending what happens in the next couple of transfer windows. You might see that happening. I think it could be. I don't see why. You know, he was captain at Aberdeen. I know people would say captain at Aberdeen and captain at Rangers is two different things, and I would agree with that. But he's got that experience of being captain already, you know, so there's no reason why he couldn't step up to the mark and be captain of Rangers. Like you say, he's got to learn that part of his game, because I really do believe that Ryan Jack has got it all. He really does. I think he's working under now two of the best midfielders, world class midfielders, the two of them, most people would say. He's been coached by them now, which can only benefit his game as far as I'm concerned. He had a bad season. Let's say 4 sending-offs, 2 red cards rescinded, a third one it should have been, but the SFA couldn't stomach rescinding it, and then he got his big injury. So he's only now starting to show us what he can do. He's back to being fully fit again. He's putting in really, really good performances. Captain material for me maybe in the next season or two. Possibly.
Fair shout with the bear. Fox, you pleased with that decision that came out today?
I am quite pleased about it, mate. He's solid defensively, but he needs to add more to his game going forward. I think he's one of the few midfielders that play regularly that has failed to hit the back of the net. He's poor in assists. I think he's only got one. I think that was in the Motherwell thrashing. I think he stuck the ball to Ryan Jack, to Arfield, who scored off it. He needs to get himself into the box and start contributing going forward. And if he does that, I'll be happy enough.
I get that, Fox. I get that. Would have been somebody, but you're happy with the extension of the contract, but...
Aye. He needs to get a settled role in the team. He's either going to be the defensive midfielder or he's going to play in the midfield in front of a defensive midfielder like Ross McCrory. But he does need to contribute more going forward for me.
Mm-hmm. What's your views on that, Jimmy? Again, Fox is coming for the same hymn sheet as myself, I think.
I agree with what you're saying in that. I mean, I said that earlier on, you know, I thought that I've been critical, agreeing with you, I was critical when he first came to Ibrox. I thought, I don't know if he's going to work out, but he tried to work hard in his game, and I think that's now coming. And I just think that the last couple of games, he's shown us 100% what kind of player he is, and we want that to continue. You know, be part of a winning team, be part of a team. I mean, we've not looked like a team for a long time, guys, and I just think Wednesday night there was us as a team, and that was pleasing to see. And Ryan Jack's contributed immensely to that. So, I'd agree with what Fox here was saying. That, I mean, sometimes he kind of falls out a game now and again, but I just think Wednesday night he showed us all the type of player that he is and he will be. And I think that, as I said before, he'll go stronger and stronger as the game's going.
All right. Do you think he's suffered, Bridge, with the fact that he'll go and play, he'll go anywhere?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I think anyway, the manager uses him in the best manner in which the manager sees. My preference is to have him further back in a support for the defence in some way. I like when he comes back and picks the ball up, or the ball breaks and he's the man and makes himself available for the sort of the rush move. You know, that they need to get a wee bit of freedom.
I don't mind somebody taking the ball off the centre back's Bridge, but I don't mind them getting back beside them and taking it off, and then you end up one shot in the midfield.
That's correct. What I'm saying, I like him. I don't like him playing beside the centre halves. I like him in that wee slot there, 10 yards in front of the defence. And he's also, that pocket is where they can easily, people get a bit of relief from having to push back and pass the ball back the way without it going all the way back to the defenders. I like the way he plays in that area. He's got calmness about him and he steps forward. He can run with the ball 20 yards dead easy, finds the space, and then he can release the ball. I think this is what the guys are saying really, is when he goes up and advances towards the strikers, he very rarely ever gets a shot in. And very rarely ever makes a great pass, put it that way. So sometimes the play stops, and if he's stuck up there, then he's not going to get the ball. He doesn't know what to do really when he's up there sometimes. So I prefer him back in the midfield, even in the middle of the midfield. You know, I love him picking the ball up, turning on it, and he can swivel past his man or bring it back into defence again. A wonderful player, a great exponent of football.
Well, big compliments there, Bridge. Big compliments. Anyway, if you want to join us, give us your thoughts on Ryan Jack's new contract. It's 0141 356 1972. Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online, where you can come in. You can talk to JFK about his vodka choices for the Christmas period, and Rudy with his buffet for Boxing Day.
Oh dear.
I'm pleased, Ryan Jack. Gary McAllister comes out very, very calm and very, very... doesn't come across like the seasoned pro he is. GFK.
He's for the school of Liverpool when he's been covering for a lot of years and that. You know what I mean? He's a consummate professional, the same as Stevie Gerrard. So these guys have had all the media stuff long before they came into Rangers and that. So he comes across there very well. He speaks good. He tells us what we want to know. There's no messing about. He answers the journalists well. They are still all asking daft questions, and it was good to see him in there today. By the way, the reason he was in there today is because the gaffer was fulfilling a long-time engagement. He was down in Liverpool giving out gifts to the homeless and the needy in the city of Liverpool all day today. So well done, Stevie Gerrard. That's a fantastic thing. Showed that you're a true gentleman and a man, and it's great to have you as a manager. But getting back to Gary McAllister, like Steven Gerrard, he puts forward his opinions, and he puts them forward truthfully, and it's worth listening to. And I can't fault him for it. His press of the day again was a good one, Oxtia.
What was good for me, Rudy, was the fact that what we were saying, when we play fast, we move the ball fast, we're direct, we look at the good side, but when we're cumbersome side to side, back to defence, we haven't looked a good side. So he's appreciated that and admitted it during the interview.
I'm quite sure they realise that. They're watching the same game we're watching, They're watching it from the inside right enough, but they're watching it, they're watching the players in training, so they know what players are capable of, how hard they work in training and stuff like that. He touched on that the day in the presser when he was talking about the European run, how much all the players had gave, playing Thursday, Sundays, how hard they had to work and all that, and he covered all that. Look, he's as Jimmy said, he's a consummate professional. He's been there and he's done it. He's been in front of the press many times. He comes across very calm, very statesmanlike. He gets asked a question, he answers the question. Even if it's a stupid question, he'll just kind of answer it. Be a bit of class, really. They can't resist every week in the presser bringing Celtic up, can they? They've done it again today. And as Gary McAllister says, look, that's, basically nothing to do with us. We've got two big games coming up before we even get to Celtic and, St Johnstone and Hibs. And we'll concentrate on them before we even think about Celtic, So, he's a good man, I think, for Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard obviously really trusts him. That's why he's got him there as his second in command, or his deputy, as he likes to call him, assistant manager, rather. And glad the both of them are here, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to the second half of the season under these guys, because I think we'll see, if we can click and play. They've admitted the fact that some of the games we haven't been great. They know that, they've seen it, and hopefully they'll remedy some of the problems that we've had in the first half of the season. Hopefully they'll remedy that in the second half of the season. Especially with the January transfer window, we'll see a big influx of players, but we might see one or two coming in that might help the squad out.
All right, yeah. Fox, Gary McAllister, very, very honest and forthright about his views about the team. One game at a time was basically the answer to the journalist.
Yes, he's a man with plenty of experience in football. I think he's a good middleman between the players and the manager. He's nice and relaxed because he doesn't have to take the pressure that the manager has to take. I think he has a good idea and good all-round knowledge of the whole both sides of the football game playing, and I think he had a wee attempt at managing, but he's working well with Stevie G. The two of them going well personally. And good man to have at Ibrox.
Knows what the club's about, Bridge, yeah?
Aye, I think it's. I know. My memory says maybe 2 or 3 times he was linked with Rangers, and I listened to the guy a couple of times. I listened to him as his assistant manager role, and he just sounds like a guy that's living a dream. And as far as the Rangers are concerned, I think he's really always not desperate, but I think he's always kind of wanted to be involved with Rangers in some way or other. And maybe we couldn't offer him the money before. But my goodness gracious, he was a wonderful player and he was linked. So I think he's getting a taste of it now. And I hope he's enjoying it. It sounds as if he is. And as Rudy says there, I don't know how many press conferences we're going to get when somebody mentions Celtic in it, insofar as a question. I don't understand why they're allowed to say these things. Maybe they should be told before it. Under no circumstances are you going to be allowed to ask a question about Celtic. It's not a Celtic.
Or mention them, yeah.
Indeed, yes, indeed.
All right. Thanks for the call, Bridge.
Right, cheers, pal. But I think McAllister is a real bonus for us. A real quality person to have beside a quality manager, certainly.
The work well, and I've been a bit critical. Sometimes I would want a wee bit of animation for the side, if that makes any sense, Rudy. But if that's the way Steven Gerrard does it, he maybe feels that when he was playing, the managers that went nuts at the side of the park maybe never really helped. It's time to be calm and then try and help the team. Everybody sees it differently.
Aye, maybe Steven Gerrard just thinks it's easy. If he keeps his cool, he's got to think about the game, he's got to think about decisions he's going to make, substitutions, stuff like that, depending on how the game's going. And maybe he just thinks it's easy to do that if he keeps his cool. Maybe in the dressing room he's thinking, right, half time, I get them into the dressing room and that's the time to sort of let rip if needs be. I think he's done that a couple of times this season. I think he's waited till he's got them in the dressing room and he's kind of opened up on them a wee bit. I don't think Gary McAllister's that type of guy, as you say. I think he's a good conduit between the players and Steven Gerrard, so he is. But look, you kind of we've seen some of the dafties here in the league that Rangers play in, standing at the side of the one in particular, I suppose, standing at the side of the park and ranting and raving like a nutcase, running about doing aeroplanes and all sorts of stuff. You wouldn't want your manager to act like that. I certainly wouldn't. I think Stevie Gerrard carries himself with class, because he's a classy guy. That's the difference between him and the other one I was talking about there, is Steven Gerrard's got class. He acts like a Rangers manager,
a classy guy when you see one, GFK, yeah?
Well, when I look at myself in the mirror, I can see the class look back, mate. Come on now. Gary McAllister, I was disappointed that in 1985, I was hoping he was going to come to Rangers when he was with Motherwell, but he went down south and played with Leicester. I rate him as a player away back then, and then he's played with, he played with Leeds at the famous game that we beat them in the Champions League. But he's a cracking player. He scored a lot of goals. I've not got any stats in front of me. The stat man might do that, but I'm sure he's scored many goals for every team he's played for. I'd have loved to have seen him at Ironworks 30 years ago, Oxshire. So but I'm happy he's here now. And as Rudy and Fox and that was said, and the Bridgeman, he's a consummate professional. He's been there and done it, and he comes across. The question about the puddle drinkers was great. I'm not interested in Celtic. It's what Rangers do. Absolutely fantastic. And he's right. We're not interested in what they do. I've said before, concentrate what we're doing and let's see what happens in the 29. So, yeah, another great presser for him. Can I just get a wee time check for Sunday? The game doesn't kick off at 12:30, guys. It kicks off at 12:15.
All right, there we go. I didn't check it out. I took Fox's word. I should have known better, really. Yeah. Listen, we've reached that time of the evening. Get yourself on mute and we'll have a tune for your Fox.
Lights on in the night somewhere ahead. Blue turned into green and then it was red. I'm staring the night, loud music plays. The light I saw in the night was the Penny Arcade. Step up and play, each machine seemed to see as I walked around the Penny Arcade. the blue, blue, blue sea of Iros. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of Iros. And it's part of every Rangers player's dreams. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of Iros. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue sea of Iros. And it's part of every Rangers player's dreams. Roll up and spend your last, roll up and spend your last, roll up and spend your last night.
Unbelievable. He's pulled rank. It's honestly, it's amazing the game of football.
Thanks for that, Fox. Bill back.
Back.
Roll up and spend your last dime.
How about Dean Chalmers put some good mixes on the tunes, Fox?
Absolutely. That was super duper.
Smashing.
You enjoy that, JFK? Oh, he's away. What's he got? What's that? Stolly Steyer, I see. Let's see his vodka, that man, Rudy here.
Aye, he's off to get a wee half, I think, isn't he? 40 ounce of Friday, he's going to make the most of it.
I'd rather keep him for a week and a fortnight and that stuff. Anyway, so, some bad news in the press conference, Rudy, yeah?
Aye.
Mixed news, shall we say, but Goldson, Big Macaulay, and obviously Arfield looks a bit more positive.
He wasn't really giving much away. I mean, he did say, I think Stephen Gerrard said after the game on Wednesday night that there was a few knocks and bumps. We've seen some substitutions on Wednesday night. So, when Gary McAllister was asked about them in the press the other day, he just said, Macaulay's got, wee thigh knock, Arfield. As you say, maybe sounds a wee bit more optimistic for him for the weekend, for Sunday. It'd be a real shame, if we had to make sort of 3 changes, because that would be 3 big changes for me if there's a problem come Sunday with Macaulay and Goldson, because they two look like they'd get their act together, creating a decent partnership, gelling there for me. You'll probably be with the 2 centre-backs you'd go away most games, I would imagine. Scotty Arfield, well, is probably about the only sort of creative midfield player that we really have at the moment. So that would be a wee bit of a miss for us, I would imagine, come Sunday, if Scotty Arfield can't do it. But I'd be more worried about the centre-backs, Hawks, to be honest.
Two of them.
Yeah. I mean, if we had to go with Katic and Worrell, just hopefully no, to be honest. On Sunday, I think I would worry about that, to be honest. Hawks,
I'll go to our centre half expert, GFK.
I can't say much more than what Rudy says here. I hadn't heard the presser to the new guys, but Scott Arfield I'm not too concerned about because the fact is that I'd rather he was fit for the 2 games after that, because I think we could take care of St John's. But I'm concerned that we're 2 central defenders who basically are what we would say were our first picks all the time. My feelings about Worrell. He wouldn't get a game in a game of football in my back green. So that's just the way I feel about him. But like Rudy, I'd be concerned if we had Katic and Worrell in there in place of Macaulay and that. So that is a wee bit concerning for me, that Goldson and Macaulay could be out. If I was going to miss any out of the 3, I wouldn't be too concerned about Arfield. only for the fact is that I would like to see him become fully fit for the next 2 games, but it's definitely the centre defence would be a problem for me, even if it was Macaulay and Worrell. Just Worrell for me is just a bomb scare. I just think that I'd be glad that when he goes, and I would like to think that we would take the option that Nottingham Forest are looking for to take him back, because for me I just don't think he's a fit for us. But that is a concern. I didn't know that, guys, but I hadn't heard anything today because I wasn't listening, watching it, and I was too busy. But that is a concern, Ox, yeah.
Aye, it is, mate. As a Bridgman, my centre half expert.
Yeah, I think, as the boys said, that the 2 chaps, Goldson and Macaulay, were turned out to be first choice and looked to be quite settled and complementing each other. And of course, Macaulay was helping all round about him. His experience is really good for us. So it'll be a pity if, quite sad actually, if those 2 can't make it for the one game that would be left with Worrell and Katic. Don't get me wrong, they'll probably do not a bad job for us, but they're not. I don't think they're anywhere near as good quality players as those 2. And saying that, young Katic has been doing very well. Had been doing very well for us. And he hit a barren spell with his play, and the manager said he's looking after him. So this might be a chance if indeed one or more of the 2 guys are out, then a good chance to get Katic in and let him show the manager that he hasn't completely lost it. He's back in and he's ready to take his chance, and we'll see how it goes for there. But I think if both of those players are deemed fit for Sunday, then they'll play, both of them.
Fox, thoughts?
I'm all for a settled first 11, as I've been saying many a time, but injuries are injuries. If the back 2 are holding or have wee niggles and injuries, I'd rather see them being replaced by Worrell and Katic, for the one reason is they could start on Sunday and go down again, and we'll have them out for the next 2 games. So we've just got to put our faith in our squad. And if it's through injury that they have to pull out, mate, and Worrell and Katic come in, so it be. I think they should be good enough for St Johnstone. I'd say the same with Scott Arfield. We've got other midfielders there. I wouldn't be risking him unless he said he was totally fit. He's going to be a key player, and we're 2 home games coming up, Scotty Arfield. And like the other 2, you don't want to see them break down at the weekend, Ox, and then they're out for the 2 bigger games for me.
I get your thinking, Fox, but we've got to win on Sunday as well.
Aye, but I mean, at what cost? I mean, we've got to put some faith in the players that's there. We might not like them personally, but Steven Gerrard sticks up for them. So if they've got to come in, they've got to come in, and we need to just back them to do their job.
Okay, if people want to join us, give their thoughts on this potential injury crisis at centre back. What's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Rudy?
They can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online. And if you get through Fox, if he's got you there, he'll bring you straight in. If no, he'll sort you out, but in a nice way.
Oh, a nice way. I'll have to turn down a new leaf up for JFK, what can they talk about, mate?
They can talk about everything about the Rangers.
Here. Sometimes in football, JFK, one man's food's another man's pies, and somebody gets injured, somebody can run. Big Katic's got back in the team. Stranger things have happened, innit?
Aye, well, we've seen that over the years, obviously, that it's the guys waiting in the sidelines, and injuries means at the end that they get their chance, but I can agree with Foxy's saying there, that you've got to have a bit of faith in them, but I'm afraid that Katic, I'm hoping for big things of Katic in the futures, but for me, Worrell is a bomb scare still. But if he's playing, obviously, but if a player's injured, then this is where a guy's got to grasp it with both hands and say, this the jersey's mine now, and he's got to make it now. But, that's not happened in the last games that we've had players out injured, and they've come in and they've not made they've put their cause forward that they should remain in the jersey. So, as I said there, I'm like Fox there. I mean, I'm not too concerned about Arfield because I think we've got good cover there, and I would give him another game out to get fit for the next game after that against the Spoon Burners, and obviously against the Puddle Drinkers after that. Let's see what Katic and Worrell do if that's who's in the centre defence. If I had a choice of the two central defenders, if one of them was missing, I would rather it was Goldson and Macaulay was playing. That's just a personal choice. I think he could guide, if it was going to be Worrell, he would guide him through the game better. But we'll just need to wait and see. Would he, if Goldson's definitely out and Macaulay makes it, would they play Katic and Macaulay? I don't know. But if these guys have got the chance, Hawks, yeah, they've got to grab it, mate. Make the jersey their own. If they can't do that, then they've only got themselves to blame.
Worrell with the pass of the night for me, and Wednesday night, just a pity he was going the wrong way. I don't know what he was thinking.
I know. There was nearly a bottle through my telly, and I tell you, it wasn't even a full one, I know. Nightmare.
That was strange. What was that? 30 yards through the other team's goal when he played centre forward right through.
Don't know what he was thinking at all. You know, he's had a bit of a head snagger there, if you ask me. When I saw him there, I thought, what is he doing? You know, what's happening there? I'm with Jimmy. Worrell, I think some of the European games I thought he played pretty well. Young player, you know, I thought he'll do for us for the season. He'll get better as the season goes on, but it's not looked like that to me, you know. I'm with Jimmy. At the end of the season, quite happy for him to go back to Nottingham Forest. I'll be like that for quite a wee bit with him now, actually. Quite happy for him to go back to Forest at the end of the season. Katic, I feel sorry about because I feel sorry for. When Katic first came in, we were raving about him and Goldson. We thought we'd got ourselves a really good pairing there. But if the rumours are true, the young guy's he's had some family problems and stuff like that back home. They're obviously playing heavy on his mind now, you know, and he had a couple of games where he wasn't great, he got hooked off the park. And I think it's affected his confidence a wee bit, you know. I think they're working with him to try and get him back to where they think he should be. I think Katic is a player. I think he's a classy young player. I think he's got loads and loads to learn yet. And hopefully he gets himself back on track again. But I would, in all honesty, it would have to be Macaulay and Goldson if they're fit. But as Fox says, what's the point in risking them at the weekend if they're not fully 100%? Because we've got 2 games coming up, 2 huge games. We've got the Spoon Burners and the Tims at home, you know, to finish off this year for us. So if they're not 100%, Macaulay and Goldson, I would probably not risk them as well. I think Fox is right there.
All right. We'll just go try and get them through the next 3 games, right? They'll be done. What is that? 9 days, they'll all be done now. 8 days? 8 days, so they'll all be done. What about McCrory as an option? An emergency now that he's back in the fold. Would that be in people's minds?
Possibly. I never saw that one. Possibly, you know. If I had a choice, I would rather have him than Worrell. If I had a choice, I would rather have me than Worrell.
Tommy McLean.
No, to me, is if it's going to be Katic and I would rather have Katic and McCrory. And if it's going to be Macaulay, I'd rather have Macaulay and Katic. If Goldson's injured, so to me. I've lost all faith. If the pass there on Wednesday night was mind-boggling. Everybody we just couldn't believe it we were watching, you know. And that's a guy that is allegedly supposed to be valued at $7 million before us. So I don't know what it's £7 million are, but I'm not going to say. But I think it should be £7 million. You know. Well, McCrory might be a shout in there, Oxshire. I don't know if the gaffer would think they could manage that. He they would be able to go with that. But probably for me, better than Worrell, 100%.
Yeah, I agree, Jimmy. How about you? I don't see any reason why, if push comes to shove, we couldn't have McCrory in there, even though I don't think that's his preferred long-term position for Meox. I think McCrory is much better as a central defensive midfielder. But he started out playing that position in the first team, so don't see any reason why, if push comes to shove, we couldn't have him in there, you know. Worrell, for me, he's too capable of throwing clangers, you know, and I think when you're pushing forward the way we do, you know, when we're attacking, you need your... What's he good at, mate? Is he good in the air? Is he good in the ground? He's certainly not good in the air. He's not even close to being good in the air, in my opinion, Knox. Has he got pace? No particularly. I don't know that I've noticed anyway. I don't really know where the like Jimmy, I don't know where the $7 million price tag comes from. I've actually seen 10 million. You know, I don't really know where that comes from, because looking at him, he's no any better than the other centre backs that we've got, you know. So where that price tag comes from, I don't know. And as I said, and I've said it before many times now, I'm quite happy for him to go back to Forest, to be honest, and whether he stays for the full season or whatever the case is. Whenever he feels like back to Forest, it's fine with me.
Do you know what gets me? I sorry to jump in there, Ox. Now and again, I listen to Talk Sport and things like that, and what do you call him? Kenny Burns, who's a Nottingham Forest legend. He actually said about 3 or 4 weeks ago, there was talk about, as you remember, that Forest were going to recall him, and the manager was thinking about trying to impose that, and he turned around and said, Kenny Burns turned around and said, Worrell would be better staying at Rangers, because as a £7.5 million player, he'll learn more there, and Rangers would never be able to afford them. You know, well, I would say that he's S-H-I-T-E Keith, and I don't want him playing for Rangers again. And no disrespect to the guy, he's no Rangers class. And for me, he's got a head like a marshmallow. He's no got any courage in him to go for a ball, whether it be a corner kick defending or attack in a corner kick or a set piece. For me, he's a no-user. And I know I shouldn't say that about a Rangers player, but he's not a Rangers player, and the fact is that he's a lone player. And we need to get our head around that. But unfortunately, circumstances prevailing, he could be in the team on Sunday.
So what you're saying is, Jimmy, any combination that doesn't include Worrell.
And I'm just hoping that
me and you were boots out.
Foxy's got the Johnson's baby oil rubbed into that leg of his, and then I'll get my CB oil, and then I'm there, me and Fox, right, and we'll do a better job than they two.
I think you're being a bit harsh on Worrell, to be honest.
I think harsh on Fox.
Probably. I think Worrell's done no too bad. He's not the answer. Everybody knows that, and we doubt very much if Rangers will want him to continue after his contract's up.
Just too young, Bridge, inexperienced, that position.
Well, I'm not dead sure if he's the quality we want, but I take a half to him. He come up and he did the business for us when we were in Europe, and he fought for us in Europe, and it's not his fault that he's not the best quality player that's suited for Scottish football, particularly Premiership football. Remember, he's only a youth. He's only really a youth player at the moment, even with Nottingham Forest. So I think he's did no bad for us, but I agree the fact that he may in fact get his contract, shall we say, cut, and that might happen over the close season. But I wouldn't like to be too harsh on the boy. I think he's did all right for us. He is not the greatest centre half in the world. He's not the greatest Premiership player we've ever seen either. So we know he's got shortfalls. But I hope if he do, he's a standby centre half for us, and I hope if he comes on and plays, he really plays out his skin, the same as Katic if he comes in. We really need them to do that, because the centre halves at the moment have been the ones that have, to me, held everything together and were the springboard for good play in our team. And I hope it doesn't. I hope bringing Worrell back and bringing Katic back doesn't cause that to slip in any way.
Fox.
I think the manager will play them if the other two are injured. He's done it with Sadiq where he says he wouldn't play MD else out of position in a position when we didn't have a striker against Aberdeen. As people have rightfully said, he had a reasonable campaign in Europe against a lot better strikers than he'll meet in the Scottish Premier League. I think we've just got to put our hat on them, guys. That's what they order. We're back-up centre-halves. And if they're asked to play, the boys will play and do their best.
I agree with you.
I mean, just interesting. I mean, you're going to get injuries, as Fox pointed out earlier on. You know, the squad at times we thought was okay. But sometimes still a wee bit limited. JFK.
Well, it is, but I mean, we have got a few injuries, you know. But I've said before, I don't think we need to add much to Ox here. I'm still under the impression that we do definitely need another striker. And obviously there's going to be Fred, Laugh and other. And we definitely need a midfield, you know. And if it's going to be Stephen Davis, whatever, we don't know. Settled defence-wise, I think we're alright. Obviously, if we've got that four that's been playing the last couple of games, that's a good four. And up front, as I say, we really do need... I don't think we're fit. I think at the very, very most, and that's even pushing it a bit, we need another 3 players to complete a good squad. And once we get rid of some of the deadwood, and I include Worrell in that, you know, get rid of him. He's not used to his, you know, come whatever time it's to go. But I think we're only 2, definitely 3 players away for being a really, really good team. And we've showed that we're a good team. We just need to try and gel it together more. And I hope
Can I ask you a question, Jimmy?
Yes, mate.
Can I ask you a quick question? Based on what you're saying, you would release Worrell, and I think the other night you were saying you would release Koulibaly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 2 lone players. What about Ryan Kent? We never got a chance to ask you what you thought of Ryan Kent.
Ryan Kent? Him? No, I'd try and buy Ryan Kent.
Try and buy, okay.
I'd try, but I think if we can't get him as a buy bridge, I would think we should go down the line and try to extend him for another season loan. I really rate Ryan Kent. I just think he's been unlucky with injuries, and I'd love to see him. I just think sometimes Koulibaly flatters to deceive, but if somebody says to us, you can have Ryan Kent for a decent price, we'd buy him. If no, he should be negotiating to try and get him on another loan deal. I really rate him, Bridge. I think he's a cracking player, mate.
So out of the 6 players, that come up on loan, including Sadiq, I think with 6 players on loan, there's only going to be 1 left after this window if everything goes right for you. Is that right?
Well, I would think so. I think we've got to now start to bring in our own players. I mean, we've all been saying it. So we're basically now starting to get, the cup semi-final was a catalyst for me. 5 loan players. Half of our team was loan players. I don't want to see Rangers do that. Don't mind 2, maybe 3 at a push, but no, I would go for try to keep Kent in whatever manner it's going to be.
I agree with you, Jimmy. I like Kent as well. I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame that he picked up the injuries. He had a wee bit of dip in form, but then so did the rest of the team as well. So it wasn't just Kent, you know. But he's been a wee bit unfortunate with the injuries because he had a wee spell, maybe 5, 6 games where I thought he played really, really well. I think we've missed him as well. I think since he's been out, you know, a lot of the performances that we've seen in the last few games, I think Ryan Kent could have improved on the performances for us. I know it's not just down to one man, you know, but he's definitely, he's got pace, he's got directness, he can get by players. I've seen him, I've watched him go by 2 and 3 players at the one time, you know. He's capable of creating chances for other players around about once he gets on the edge of that box and stuff like that. So, like yourself, I would like to think if there's a possibility of bringing him in full time, they'll have a wee look at that come summer. If no, then we say to Liverpool, look, do you mind if we get him back in another year's loan? I would certainly take him back in another year's loan. And then you can see where you stand after that with him as far as Liverpool are concerned, you know. They might decide that he's surplus to requirements because they've got such a huge pool of players. they might say, I seen him in an interview, he said he's absolutely loving his time at Rangers. And when he was asked whether, if something could be done to bring him to Rangers, permanently, would that be a possibility that's in his mind? He said, definitely, definitely, So, so I agree with you.
JFK, you mentioned Koulibaly, and I've been as critical as anybody of Koulibaly since he came back from his injury. There was a shoots of improvement there on Wednesday night.
Well, look, if you were giving marks out of 10, he'd be the lowest one. You give him 6, and everybody would be 7, 8s, 9s. If we're going to go the 1 to 10 route, Ox here. But look, he doesn't perform well enough for me in every game, and I know a lot of the players have been doing that. But I would rather have McCrory in there, and I think McCrory would offer us more in there. That's just my opinion. It's all about opinions, but I would be hoping if Rangers do keep him next season, it would only as a loan. I wouldn't like, if we had to buy anybody for Liverpool, for me it'd be Kent. Certainly Koulibaly would be the one I'd be thinking about. We'll take him in loan again if we get him, but I wouldn't be too bothered about it.
Rudy?
See, I think Koulibaly as well for me. I mean, there was first few months of the season, we were raving about him, and then he got the injury. But we also have to remember as well, he's a young player. He's same as Katic. It seems he's not had his personal problems to seek, as far as his family life is concerned. He's a young player. He's playing out here, I don't know. I'm in two minds about Koulibaly. I think as far as being a player goes, I think he is a player. I think the boy's got it. But I also think as well, possibly we are seeing the Koulibaly that Angie see too inconsistent from game to game. I thought he was okay on Wednesday night. I think he's capable of much more though. And I would like to see him in the second half of the season get back to what we saw for the first sort of 2-3 months of the season. It's hard for a young player to come here, play on loan, new bunch of players, new teammates, new management team, and then, his problems, his personal life, his family. All that's weighed heavily, I think, on his mind. The injury.
They're young.
It's a lot for a young player to deal with, Ox. I mean, let's be honest about it. Will we see a better Koulibaly in the second half of the season? The Koulibaly we saw in the first part of this half of the season, I hope we do, because I do think he's a player.
All right. Fox, if people want to join us, these are thoughts. What's the number?
0141 356 1972.
Or joins at Skype at rangersradio.online. We were brought in a call. You can speak to Bridgeman about absolutely anything.
Can I come in about Koulibaly?
Aye, of course you can, mate.
I agree with Rudy there about Koulibaly. I hope that the problems the young man had over and above his injury, he had some personal problems, family matters, a death in the family, which everybody knows is a huge chunk of life to take out of a lot of folk. But I think the other night he played against Hibs, and that was a tremendous game. I thought he played well in it. So here you've got a young lad, I don't know what age he is, 21 or something like that. He's came up here and he's playing against one of the supposedly better teams in the league, and he's an outstanding performance anyway. I think if he could improve or continue going the way he's going, I think that's what Rudy's actually meaning, I think. If he can stay at that level, then you're getting back to the guy that we saw in the early part of his days at Ibrox. So if he can stay injury free, then it'll be good for him, really good for him.
Can I throw a question on everybody?
Aye, go on you.
Out of all the loan players that we've got out in loan, right, and we're talking about keeping Koulibaly, whether it be a signing or a loan, how many of our loan players out there would you bring back, whether it's January or for the start of next season? Who would you think would supplement the squad?
The only one that's making the headlines at the moment is maybe Greg Dougherty, so I'll take that Bridge first, then Fox.
Ryan Hardy.
Ryan Hardy, okay, goal scorer. Well,
They got two the other night, Ryan Hardy.
Right.
Fox.
How would they bring Docherty back? I would say Ryan Hardy's the only one.
Bridgeman, you're making a mistake there, mate. I'm telling you.
There's like anybody with red hair. Fox.
Probably Docherty. I think his loan spell down at Shrewsbury has maybe helped him a wee bit more. I'd rather have him in the middle three than I would have Koulibaly.
Yep.
I think at the age of 22, you should be able to control the ball if you're a professional football player. He's okay as tackling and winning the ball goes, mate, but for to play for Rangers, you need to offer a wee bit more than that. I don't think he's good at even heading the ball. I would bring back Greg Docherty and let Koulibaly go.
Excuse me. Rudy?
I would certainly bring Greg Docherty back. He's doing well down there. You've seen, he's regularly scoring goals and getting assists, regularly picking up man of the match awards. And I saw people say on social media, like, it's League One and blah blah blah. But that's okay. That's what he was sent out there for. Steven Gerrard said, "You're in the plans for the future. I just want you to go and get some game time." And that's exactly what he's done. So hopefully he comes back in the summer, has a good season down there, comes back fit, ready to go, and let's see what he's capable of next season. Let's see if he can get himself into the squad. Because I certainly think young Greg Docherty is a player. I think he is. Yeah. Really do.
Yep. I just answered my question. What I was thinking, guys,
Stole your answers. Not the first time he's done
Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry, mate.
No, that was the reason why I asked if I could throw the question in, because, that's my thinking. Fox hit it right in the head, I think, to me, Koulibaly doesn't get everything that I want to see him as a player. And young Greg Docherty will do a job for us up here. What I've seen him so far, I managed one of their games is on live, and I managed to see the whole game. And I watched it; it was absolutely immense. Scored 2 goals. So I think we've got to. If we maybe no date in January, he certainly must come back up here for the start of next season. Ryan Hardy, I'd give Ryan Hardy a go as well for the start of next season. Now, remember, I don't know if we've got a game against Helsinki on the 20th of January, right? 2 days after we play Coudenbeath in the Cup. This is a chance that day to play young boys, young Dallas and guys like that, and show us, hopefully at a full house at Ibrox, what these boys can do. But if he's going to bring Docherty up, bring him up in January if he feels he needs to, and bring Ryan Hardy back up at the start of next season, and give the boy Dallas a run out. We've got Bahrain players coming through. I know there's American boys there. I've heard nothing, no reports about the American boys. Are they away back home again? Are they still training with Rangers? You know my feelings on that, guys. I
believe they're trying to start a dynasty.
A dynasty, yeah. Well, they better go and speak to Andy Dallas then.
Well, you mentioned that.
Like you stole that one, Jeff.
You've not mentioned the other boys we've got out on loan.
You mentioned Andy Dallas there, Jimmy. Dallas, see, when you think about it, see Dallas and young Ryan Hardy, would they have done any worse than Umar Sadiq's done for us this season?
No.
Absolutely
no. Of course not. No,
don't forget the other boys. You've got Joe Dodu out there.
Zach Rudden.
Holt. Rudden. And one of the boys Coops put in the lobby, Jonas. So there's still a load of guys you don't even think about.
But out of all them, Bridge, you would probably say Greg Docherty, Zach Rudden, and Ryan Hardy. Right.
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't meaning it, but I was meaning it. They're out for a loan, so they will be coming back automatically at the end of the season, I assume. And therefore, he's going to have a lot of players in his pocket.
Well, but there's a lot of there's an actual thing on Facebook and on Rangers website that they actually do a summary of how all our loan players out there are doing, and there's not one of them getting bad reports. So I would think that they would remain most of them, where the teams are where they know if they still want them and Rangers want to let them go. But me personally, Fox answered my question 100%. I would bring Greg Docherty back for at least for the start of next season, and I would also have Ryan Hardy for the start of next season.
As
you
far
know my
as
feeling.
January's concerned, JFK, maybe depends what's in the small print of the deal, whether you can bring them back.
Well, I think that's the reason why I'm saying that, because it seems to be quite a cast iron thing that you can't bring players back in the January window, so we'll go with that. But there is this momentum that's gathering for the boy for Ayr United, but seemingly his price is now up at $500,000. If Rangers are offered him about $500,000, he should chase him. He's worth maybe about 300,000 at the very most.
They'll want $1 million off us. They will want $1 million off us.
Well, maybe no, Bridge, but that ship might have sailed, you know. But the guys who have got out on loan, I would bring at least 2 of them back, and if we could, it'd be good if we got.
See, when you say bring them back, Jimmy, what do you mean? Do you mean that bring them back in the summertime? They'll be back anyway in the summer. You know, the contracts and loan deals up in the summer.
What it means if they can, it brings them back January, mate.
That's what I mean.
January, I would like to think they could.
You would like them back in January, okay? But
I would, instead of Shankland coming, I would like to see Ryan Hardy being good as an Andrew Dallas.
Zach Rudden will be back. He'll be back in January, Jimmy, because
Zach Rudden is
only up to January, so he's coming back.
And see what else we can enhance the squad become if it does in January. And then we'll see what happens come the summer and the pre-season. But we need to try and get our own players, you know. And having loan deals is great. There's talk about Solanke and things like that. And there's even this boy that's playing in the 3rd tier of German football. I read today a guy called Jake Hurst. He's a English German. He was born in Germany for English parents. 25 goals or something for a team called the Kickers in Germany. So there's all sorts of things getting thrown about, but let's try and bring back our players that are on loan and let them play for Rangers, because after all, they are Rangers players, guys.
Yeah.
The hardest thing in these transfer windows really is sometimes getting people out the door.
Yeah. Aye. Well, January's not the best transfer window, really. I think you've just got to try and augment the squad as best you can. You know, if you're looking at a couple of positions you think you need to strengthen, but teams are loath to let sort of decent players go in January, you know. And as you say, for us, it's getting players out the door. I mean, we've got a lot of players out on loan now who I don't think, and Jason Holt is one of them for me. I don't think you'll see Jason Holt back at Rangers. I think they'll get to the end of the season with Jason Holt, they'll come to some kind of accommodation with Fleetwood, or whoever else for that matter. He would get a game and back in Scottish football again. He'll get a team because he's a good wee player. I like Jason Holt. I just think he's too lightweight. Unfortunately, you can never have the thing with his endeavour. You know, doubt his endeavour with Jason Holt, as we've often said about him. But he's too lightweight. He's about 8.5 stone wet through. You know.
I have to admit, I agree with you. I have to agree with you, Rudy, because when you think about it, the manager was here and he sent all these boys out on loan. He allowed them to go on loan. Maybe from a positive perspective, he actively wanted them away out on loan. Some for different reasons, of course. The way he's speaking, he wanted Greg Docherty to go and get the every week game of football under his belt, so that he could have a positive thought in mind to bring him back. But the other guys, you're right. The other guys that are going to come back, I don't know what he's going to do with them. But we'll get maybe 8 to 10 boys out on loan at the moment. I'm not including the 2 Mexican boys. Is it Herrera and Pena? I don't know what's happening with them.
I think we should just give them to the wave. Bye, Jimmy.
Yeah. Who is responsible for their transfers? We know Mark Allen is director of football, but I mean, if you read the press, it's Steven Gerrard signings, or this one's no working, or he's very good. Is Steven Gerrard in charge of the signings for the first team, or is the director of football responsible for the whole club?
Good question, mate.
I would say probably a combination of both, Fox. I think the two of them probably sat down.
Chicken and egg ones, isn't it? Really?
I think as far as the final decision goes on a player, I would imagine it's Steven Gerrard. I'd like to think that anyway. I think between him and Mark Allen, they sat down, they've had a good chat during the summer and decided what kind of players they needed brought in. Mark Allen said, well, here, look, this is who we've scouted so far. Steven Gerrard, as far as his Liverpool connection is concerned, is why we got Kent and Ajaria. He liked the look of the two boys, and that's why they're up here on loan. Well, Ajaria was, he's gone back, obviously. So I would imagine it's Steven Gerrard. I'd like to think it is. I think Mark Allen's probably got a big part to play in it, but I wouldn't imagine Mark Allen decides what players come to the club. I think that's down to the manager.
There's a programme on debate on Sky Fox. I've caught it briefly, and it was at led somebody Southampton for a few years back, and he was explaining his role. And he five players for a position, and then ultimately it was a manager that chose.
No, the reason I'm asking for the director of football's for Job and is to look after the business plan and the way forward for the club. Now, I would think he would be responsible for signing the youth players, because the manager would obviously want his picks in the first team. And the whole reason for the director of football being there is if the manager and his backroom staff leave at any time, the philosophy of the club and the way we're planning our way forward would remain with Mark Allen. And that was the way it was to stop managers like Pedro, bringing in random signings and we're stuck with 4-year contracts with them. I think the director of football, for me, would be looking after the young talent, building the future of the club. But I think it's about time that the manager, if we can afford it, should get the choice of first-team players and know what somebody else thinks on a list of players,
We need players. I think it was Rudy said 3 players in our GFK just after the show, but we don't need squad players in. We need guys that's going to be in our first team from now to the end of the season.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely.
We need them to come in straight into the first team, and we need them to hit the ground running. But it's not about quantity anymore, as we keep saying. It's about quality now. We've got a big enough squad. We've got squad players. We've got squad players that we're going to be having sitting on the bench. So it's players that you want to come in. It's going to make an immediate difference for us. That's what we need. So it's got to be quality now.
So do you think that Stephen Davis may be that quality?
I don't see why. No, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of the support, or some of the support, rather, doubt him because
I'm going to make it really simple. I'm going to make it really simple for you. Bridges asked a question. It's a yes or a no answer panel.
Yes,
starting
for
with
me.
Rudy Bear.
Yes, for me. Always has been.
GFK.
Yes.
Fox.
I never heard the question.
Rudy.
Stephen Davis, yes or no?
All right.
That's too tough from Bridgeman.
Yes, I think he's a big.
Yes or no? Yes.
A rising quality. Yes for me.
Yes or no?
Yes.
I would say yes, but it would need to be a Steven Gerrard signing.
I get that, but it's a yes for me, Rudy, if that's all right with you.
Aye. I think we're the kind of midfield we're looking for at the moment. I think we could still get 2 good seasons out of Stephen Davis, and I think he is that kind of midfielder that we lack at the moment. He's got vast experience now, great international career. He's had a great career, 6 seasons now down in England in the Premiership, and I think he'd add so much to our squad. I really would try and bring him back in January if possible.
The other boy that's been linked to is the boy Jones for
Jordan Jones.
Jordan Jones. He's also a Northern Ireland international, isn't
he? Yeah, I think he is, right.
Aye. Is that outside left he plays? Am I right when I say that? Outside left?
Yep. He's pacey player.
Is he what we need? Is he better than what we've got? Fox?
I don't think we need wingers, mate. I was saying last night, I'd like to see us get rid of our wingers. I would like to see us bring in strikers in the front positions. I don't think we get enough people in the box using wingers in the front 3. That is my personal opinion.
KFK?
I never heard the question. Oh, dearie me. I'll just say yes.
Aye. He was asking about Jordan Jones at Kilmarnock.
We will be meeting after the show at 8 Sharabeen Forum.
Jordan Jones, are you talking about becoming to Rangers?
Aye.
Nah, he's another Tom Daly. He's a diver. I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole. I don't think he's that great a player, to be quite honest. Can I tell you, there's a major discussion going on now in different forums about. Everybody seems to think that Rangers have got £14 million of Europa League money to spend in January. And they need to wake up and smell the coffee. 14 million quid will never be in Steven Gerrard's basket for buying players. I just don't know what they're thinking. But for me, Jordan Jones is a no-no.
I think we might have turned that over, mate. Whether that profit, people need, there's a big difference between what you turn over and what you end up with.
Yeah.
But they seem to think that the Europa League money is going to be spent in players. That's not going to happen.
No.
Never.
I'll see it myself.
What about you? Is it a yes or a no, Jordan Jones, for you, Rudy?
I think I'd have to say no. I think we've got enough wingers. He's pacey. He's a pacey young player, isn't he? You know, he's got pace to burn the boy. But I don't know. I just kind of think that's all he's got, really. I don't think... Any time I've ever seen him with Kelly, I've never been that impressed with him. Any time we've played Kelly, I don't think he's done much against us that would make me think that boy's a player. I tend to go down the same line that Fox is. You know, we've got enough wingers. And certainly if we sign Ryan Kent, if that's a possibility come the summertime, then no, I don't think I would. Nah, I wouldn't bother with Jordan Jones.
Yourself, Rich?
I would say no. I wouldn't pay him the money. Wouldn't pay Kelly the money. I think Kelly, if Rangers come into the bidding the top for that, you're talking a best part of £1 million. I want to pay him. I don't think he's got a bigger quality or a better quality than what we've got at the moment. That's my honest opinion.
That seems to be quite... you say no, Fox, but for different reasons, Fox?
Just don't think, and I think it's getting proved that using wingers in a front three doesn't work for us. They stay wide, Candias and Brian Kent, mate. They throw balls into a box to a sole striker. It doesn't work for me. I think in a 4-3-3 formation, that the front three should be strikers but can play on the wing, if you know what I mean. I keep citing the Liverpool, and I know it's different class of football, but they're boys that can play both positions for me. They've got Manny and the Egyptian Salas, mate. They don't stay wide. They're in the box. As soon as Liverpool break, mate, they come off the wing and they're in the box. Our wingers don't do that. They stay wide and leave Morelos isolated in the box.
Is that a coaching issue then, Fox?
No, I don't think at this present time we can get the players to play in that position, mate. I think he thought of using wingers because they would produce chances in the box, but if there's only one man there to take advantage of it, mate, you're at a disadvantage right away. The width has got to come for your attacking fullbacks in a 4-3-3, and we've got the players there for that. And it's just people in the box we need.
I think that's a decent point you make, Fox, because I remember a Graham Murphy interview at the end of last season where he said he was sick and tired of telling Daniel Candeias to get into the box. And there was one game in particular, can't remember which one it was, where he did actually get into the box and he scored. And he was praising him at the end of the game for the amount of times he came off the wing and got into the box. You know what I mean? So you've got a good point there. We expect too much Alfredo playing up there as a lone striker. You've got two wingers and two attacking fullbacks who are great at putting the ball into the box. But when you're having your centre forward, who's the only guy 9 times out of 10 who's there on his own to try and get to the balls that are coming into the box, when he's got 2 or 3 defenders, you know, certainly 2 big centre backs, round about them because we don't have enough bodies in the box. It's a hard job for the lone striker. That it really is. The other night you mentioned about playing a diamond in the midfield and having players for the midfield getting into the box, as well, and letting the fullbacks go up, the attacking fullbacks go up the sides, up the wings, and cross the ball into the box, but getting the bodies into the box. And you mentioned about playing a diamond in the midfield, and I kind of agree with you about that. I think it sounds like a good change, but like I said the other night, Fox, I don't think you'll see that. I really don't think you'll see that. Steven Gerrard, it looks like he likes his wingers. We've got Middleton, Kent, Candace, Grezda, who are all wide players. Whether they could be coached to get into the box and help the centre forward out.
I'll tell you another one was Pep at Man City, mate, when he tried to reverse it, where the wingers stayed wide and the two fullbacks came inside towards the box. I remember him trying that, but he's reverted back to the 4-3-3 that we were talking about, where Sani comes in like a rocket for one side, and Sterling has improved immensely under that role under Pep at Man City, mate. Yeah. Where you don't see him stuck out in the wing either, mate. He's in the box at one side and Sani's in the box at the other. Aye. And our wingers don't do that, mate.
Yeah. Well, you cited the perfect example for me, Liverpool. I love watching a Liverpool front three, the way they go about their business. See when they attack and they hit on the break, they attack at pace. It's immense to watch the speed they attack it. And as you say, they're always looking to get into the box. But Ox made a good point. Maybe it's a coaching thing. Maybe they've been told, they've been coached to stay out wide and just cross the ball into the box. Basically, you look at the last, let's say 3 games. You look at the last 3 games, the amount of crosses into the box we've had. We had 22 or 21 corners, and nobody got on the end of it. That was just, I don't know. I don't understand how you can have that many corner kicks and no score a goal from a set piece like a corner kick for me,
We've also got to remember that play teams like Man City and Liverpool. These guys are super athletes. Their pace is incredible, and their midfield boys are the boys that are pushing the ball through to the runners. They don't care. They'll put the ball at the pace they think their man can run it, as opposed to trying to worry about get it down there. If he can catch it, he'll catch it because he's fast, that kind of thing. And when they get the ball, my God, they can play football too.
Do you know what we need as far as the midfield goes, Bridge? We need a De Bruyne in our midfield. That's who we need in our midfield.
Yes.
Yeah. De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne. What a player that boy is.
But I have to admit, I would settle for somebody to have a shot at goal, to be honest with you. De Bruyne can have a shot at goal as well, admit it. Brilliant player.
Yeah, that seems to be the problem for me.
Great points you raised there, Fox. Carry on, Jimmy.
That seems to be my bugbear with his Ox here and that. We're all screaming, shouting, whether it's on the telly or at the game and that, about having a shot, and we don't seem to be able to do that for whatever reason. We keep trying to pass the ball sideways, get it in, 6-yard box at a penalty spot, to me, have a dig. We're all here quoting Liverpool. We've seen the Shaqiri goals here last week. Hit the ball for the diamond, for the D, and just, if it hits off 3 or 4 players, goes in the net, I don't care. As long as the ball's in the pokey, I don't care how many it hits off of, as long as that ball ends up in the onion bag. So try a shot for anywhere at all you can, you think, have a dig, get it on target, and if it hits everybody in the legs, the ears or whatever, it goes in the back of the net, that's a goal. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right, Jimmy.
I must admit, Morelos had a smashing shot the other day there, and it was a penalty, and we never got it. So there's a negative.
Yeah.
But again, if you don't shoot, you're never going to get anything at all there, Bridge, are you?
Absolutely right, pal. Absolutely right.
As a defender, Bridge, right? And if I played in front of you, as I say up against you as a midfield player, and I'm never going to shoot, it makes your choice a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I'd be telling everybody else, don't worry about him, he's not going to have a shot at goal.
Aye.
Because you're going to have to come through. You're going to have to come through and beat us or pass it. So
You know,
the ones that have the
I mean,
shot at goal are the ones to worry about, you know.
So you've then got a decision to make whether you come out and block it, and then if it opens it up. So that's how you've got to have the two strings to your bow.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
Anyway, it's been a great debate, lads. I can't believe the time. Bridgeman.
What can we say? Oh, what a night. Marvellous night. Great discussions. Big thanks to everybody for taking part and all that. It's just great to listen to and take part in. To all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans in here on Rangers Radio. Massive game on Sunday. Everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us.
Yeah, can I thought Bridge and Fox, JFK and ready for taking the time to join us here at Rangers Radio. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back on Sunday at 11:15, I believe, for a 12:15 kickoff. Talking about the team lineup at St Johnstone. Have a good weekend. See you on Sunday. Take it away, Fox.